It's time for Wimmera Footy, and Scotty Stewart from the Warwick Herald is with us. G'day, Scotty. How you going?
Yeah, g'day, Wayne. Good, thanks.
Well, a bit of an interesting week, wasn't it? We had some upsets. I think where we'll start might be Wimmera going down to the Horsham Saints. Boy, that's a turn-up. 15-6, 96 to 13-10, 88. What a performance from the Saints.
Yeah, exactly. We would never have seen that one coming in a long way. You had the Saints coming off a bit of a belting from the Giants the week before that. So, yeah, it must have sparked them back into play, that they returned to their home deck. And Horsham Saints at Coglan Park's always a tough gig for anyone. So that's they've certainly made the most of that. And yeah, look, I didn't see this one coming, to be honest with you. We were getting some update scores throughout the day, and they were up throughout the quarter time breaks and come away with a pretty solid 8-point win, and threw the cat among the pigeons a bit there, didn't it? Wimmera now were 2-2 and sliding down to fifth place, and not too many people might have seen that either coming. But all credit to the Saints. I must have had a big day. I see your best players there, and Angus Martin and Mitch Martin filling the top two spots. I think Angus is in some pretty good form by the sounds of it. He's had a good game there a couple of weeks ago as well, and he's leading the charge for the Saints this year.
He is, with Connor O'Byrne getting 5 and a very good performance, and William Taylor 3 to add to Mitch Martin's 4. They had him done at three-quarter time, actually, which was a pretty good effort. Lockie Delahunty, Tanner Smith, Charlie Penny, Will Cameron, Luke Fisher. So no slouches amongst the better players for Wimmera, but it was just an off day for them. An off day for the Southern Mallee Giants. Dimmy got them 14-9, 93 to the injured Giants, banged up 11-11, 77. And as we recall from earlier, what we've heard already from Sammy White, there's 4 blokes that got injured, and it's not too dissimilar to last year when Coleman Shack and Luke White went down in that match against the Horsham D's.
Yeah, they must have a bit of a battle last week with the injuries, and it's seen a bit of vision on this one, and a good game right through this one was. It's you look at the final score, and the Dingy boys have come away with 16 points, but I think there was only 2 points a diff with about 5, 6, 7 minutes to go. They've kicked the last 2 to get that winning margin. So pretty good effort, but in all reports and from what I saw as well, they finished with no bench, and obviously towards the end there, the Roos have got away a bit in the last 5 minutes with the Giants probably just running out of legs with no manpower coming off the bench, which we've already spoken about with those 4 boys that are injured and will probably miss this weekend's game. Not playing there last week, but all credit to Dimmy. I mean, they bounced back as well, and again, I probably didn't see that one coming, but I did notice in the lineup too that they added a new player. I think from all reports, from what I've heard, is he's Desmond Ferris went up in the Northern Territory, Jack Lance's brother Dylan. So he's a good inclusion. I've noticed he's kicked a couple of goals and did a couple of good things. So further strengthen the Dinny case, and they'll be looking to go forward now.
They certainly will be, and going forward, Nil got over you the week before, and then they come out and on their home deck, they've drawn with the Horsham D's, 10-8, 68 apiece.
Yeah, not too many. I only go by scores through the Play HQ on this one. I don't know a lot about it, but I think the Nil boys have stormed home to tie the game, to get a draw. They were down a bit throughout the match, but showed a bit of fight and a bit of courage there to answer the D's and stick with them, and then sort of finish over top of them a bit and come away with a draw. So the last 2 weeks they've had a 3-point game and a draw, so they're keeping the supporters pretty well on their toes, the Nil guys. But there's a bit of a look at the ladder, and they're pushing themselves right up there now. So that would have been a good win from last weekend.
And it's interesting too, the D's had some good players in their best players. Well known, Ben Lakin, Hudson Hare, Benjamin Janetsky, Zach Smith, Brady Pope and Lockie Hobbs. Joshy Meebus kicks a couple, Moten and also Deke Roberts got a couple. So they're no slouches. So it's a big win. The two Driscoll blokes playing well. Tom getting 3 and Fraser the better player. Luke Dallenberg, one of the legends of nil in the game. Of course, the fourth game was Ararat and Stawell at Easter, where Ararat won the fixture. Round 6 clashes. It gets interesting. The Southern Mallee Giants at Beulah against Ararat, and the Rats they're pushing for keeping top, and the Giants don't want to drop 2 in a row.
No, it's certainly one of the games of the round, probably the game of the round, this one, I think. And we've spoken about the injuries to the Giants lineup, and which is not going to help them. But and Ararat are coming off a bye, so they're going to be pretty fresh and ready for this clash. Being at Beulah, I think, is going to be a real positive there for the Giants being at home, because Ararat, you get them away from Alexander Oval, it can only help you being on your own home deck there. But it's a tough one, this one. It's just going to be one of those games where, you know, how does Ararat respond from coming off a bye and a bit of a road trip, and how do the Giants respond to losing some key personnel? But they've got plenty of depth. That's the main thing for the Giants, and this will just be a game through the midfield, I would imagine. The Ararat, they're a team of runners, and the Giants also a good team of runners. So whoever gets on top through the middle of the park is going to put themselves in winning spot. And I might just say the Giants on their home deck, even though they're going in a little bit undermanned, just got a feeling you just never know, they'll bounce back pretty well.
Right, they brought in Dylan Marshman, Braden Carra's there too, Tim Sanford. They've got also Deck Brown named, so they've got some of their twos players up playing in one, so it'll be good to see how they go. This is a big match of the round for mine. Dimboola play Minyip Matoa over at the Minyip Recreation Reserve. They'll be flying the doctors in here for this, because they're going to be going for it, Minyip Matoa. If they don't win it, then they're in a bit of bother, because they could be pressed for that position in that top 5.
Yeah, exactly. You look at them where they are in 5th and 2 and 2, and you got Nil heading down to Central Park to have a run down there, and if results fall one way or the other, well, Nil will go into the top 5 and the Boroughs will fall out. But anyway, that's all speculation on that one there. But yeah, you say this is a good one. This is going to rival the Giants Ararat game for game of the round. You got a team coming off a great win last weekend in the Roos, and the Boroughs, who have coming off an 8-point loss. But never count any of them out. Again, going back to Minyip on their home ground, big wide ground there, which the Boroughs obviously play well. So if the Dimmy boys produce what they produced last week, just sort of hanging in there, Michael Graham up there, still kicking 4 last week and working well with Sammy Godden again. That's a good 2-prong attack that Dimmy's got up forward there. But the Boroughs, with Timmy McKenzie back there, he'll be looking to put a bit of a stop to the goal scoring of the Roos. So I might just stick with the home team on this one to bounce back.
All right, Stawell take on Nil, and Nil are above Stawell on the premiership ladder, but at Central Park, I think Stawell's last outing was very good before obviously having the bye this last week. I just think they might be a fraction too good for Nil down there.
Yeah, that was the Dimboola game, wasn't it, where they got over the line in there, probably a bit of an upset. But you'd hope that Stawell would be hoping for another good performance, because they're going to run out of home games soon with what's happening down there at Central Park. So not long after, it's after a long weekend, they'll hit the road for the second half of the year. So they'll be wanting to put this win on the board, and, well, you can only go off their last game, and their last game was a very good game, sitting out a bye last week, obviously. So depends, how they come back from that sort of situation. But you would think that they would win this game. Well, nothing against Nil, because they're obviously in some pretty good form, having a win and a draw in their last two outings. But the road trip down to Central Park, it'll be another good game, this one. And we've talked about the Giants and Ararat and Minyip Matoa and Dimboola. Well, this is right up there with it as well. Another good battle, this one.
I reckon the last one's a good battle too. Your blokes, they're going down to Horsham City Oval. The Warwick Eagles, they want to get a win here and force those Horsham D's, who over the years you haven't had the greatest friendship with. I wouldn't be surprised that this could be a real chance for the Eagles to get a win.
Yeah, look, it does top off a good quartet of games for the weekend, doesn't it? This one, it's the battle of the two winless teams. I know Horsham have got 2 points from their draw last weekend, but the Eagles, they haven't opened their account at the minute. But it's a good battle this one over at City Oval there. It's should be played in pretty good weather, I think. I think it's going to be not too bad. Obviously, Horsham with their first, three quarters, I suppose you call it, last week, in pretty good form. And the Eagles are coming off that loss to nil a couple of weeks ago and coming off a bye. So how they respond to that is, I've spoken about that a couple of times. I must have a thing about coming off buys, whether you're fresh or whether you're just, lacking that little bit from having the week off. But they got every chance, the Eagles. The D's there, the young running team, with mixed in with a few older heads, and this will be no different. This one, it'll be the one through the middle of the ground. So Danny Bell can get his troops up and running, and get his young kids running through the line, so it'll help me out. But they haven't been the greatest form so far, but maybe this weekend they might put it together and maybe get that first win on the board from.
A big weekend of Wimmera Footy. It's coming your way, and we're looking forward to the results coming through. Good to have Scotty Stewart from the Warwick Herald on board, and we'll talk to you more about it next week.
Yeah, no worries. Good on you, Wayne.